Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Impress with a video on Blunders and Brilliancies from Grandmaster Anna Ushenina, former Women's World Champion, and Magnus Carlsen, we all know him. I'm recording this video on the 4th of July 2020, so to my American viewers, happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. And in this video I'm going to show you some game fragments from two tournaments I've been following online lately. The first one is the Women's Speed Chess Championship and the second one, the Chessable Masters. All good things come in threes, so I will show you three game fragments that I found very interesting. The first two are from the Women's Speed Chess Championship organized by chess.com, and I took this screenshot from their live broadcast to show you what this tournament is about. It is a Grand Prix format and it will consist of 4 legs with a total of 21 participants and 1 wildcard. 12 players qualified for this online tournament, 9 players were seeded, and then we had the 1 wildcard. Each participant plays in 3 out of the 4 legs, and each leg is a 16-player knockout. And the format is quite interesting. The matches consist of 3 parts. First, the players play a 30-minute segment of 5 minutes plus 1 second per move. Then they go to 3 minutes plus 1 second increment per move, and the last 10 minutes of the match are bullet games, 1 minute and a 1 second increment. The final of the first leg was played between two grandmasters, Anna Ushenina from Ukraine and Valentina Gunina from Russia. Ushenina took an early lead, and this position is from the last game of the Blitz portion, the 3 minutes plus a 1 second increment. And Ushenina is white, Gunina is black. It is the 28th of June 2020. Ushenina is 4 points to 2 up, and also in this game she has a winning position. Material is equal, but look at those pawns on the queen side for white. They look very dangerous. b5, b6 was Ushenina's last move. Gunina took. Ushenina took back, and then queen e8 from Gunina, giving up that knight on d6 that is now unprotected. Ushenina took it, but you can also play b7 instead, and that was Gunina's idea, because if that move comes, then Gunina would have undoubtedly played knight takes b7. And you cannot take with the pawn, because then your queen is hanging. The variation continues, b takes e8 queen, queen takes. White has given away all her advantage. So let's go back. We had queen e8, and if then b7, knight takes b7, rook takes b7 has to be played, and rook takes c6, with 2 pawns for the piece for black, and both white's pawns on the 6th rank have been eliminated, and black can fight on in this position. But as said, after queen e8, Ushenina did not play b7 forking both rooks, she took the piece. But now rook takes c6 is possible with a double attack on queen and bishop. But Ushenina saw that she can save both pieces with one move, and that is bishop c5. Rook b8 going after the b-pawn, b7 and queen d7. If black can win the b-pawn, she is back in the game. But here a very nice move from Ushenina. She played queen c2 to a4, and that keeps the advantage. You cannot take on b7 now, because there is queen a8 check. Very nice move. Queen c8, queen takes, rook takes b7, rook takes c5, and white has a rook for 2 pawns and is winning. So after queen a4 you cannot take on b7. Gunina saw that and played queen c7, bishop back to e3, rook c4 hitting the queen, and queen to a7. Queen a8 would have even been stronger here. But queen a7 was played, king h7 off the bank rank, and if you now take on b8, that is very strong, because after queen takes there is bishop a7, beautiful move. Queen takes, and then you can promote, queen takes, and again white has a rook for 2 pawns and is winning. So in this position queen takes b8 is possible, but Ushenina did not play it yet. She first played rook b3. Rook c2 and rook d2 b1, doubling up behind the passed pawn. e5 from Ushenina, and now Ushenina thought she could play that combination. Queen takes b8. Similar variation that we just saw, but the only difference is that it does not work this time. In fact, it is black who's going to win after this move instead of white. What is the difference? Well, the difference is that after queen takes b8, there is bishop a7 again, and after queen takes a7 we played b8 queen. This is not check because the king has been moved off the back rank, and as the black rook is now on the second rank, there's another problem for white as well. Do you see it? It's very simple. Queen takes f2 check, and it is black who's going to win this game of chess. King h1 and checkmate. What a turnaround. The combination worked, but a few moves later it didn't work anymore because the rook was on the second rank, and that gave black the chance for a counter-attack, which was checkmate on the spot. So Ushenina won this game, and instead of the score being 5 points to 2 in Ushenina's favor, it was now 4 points to 3, and the match was back on. And here's another screenshot from the chess.com live broadcast. Bottom left you see Anna Ushenina, who just promoted her pawn, and now she saw that queen takes f2 will come, and she buried her face in her hand. Top left is Valentina Ushenina, who cannot believe her eyes, and neither can the commentators. Top right is Grandmaster Robert Hess, who puts his hand to his face, and bottom right is women FIDE master Anna Kramling, who's also in shock of this big turnaround. By the way, Anna Kramling comes from a real chess family. Both her parents are grandmasters. Her father is the Spanish grandmaster Juan Bellon, and her mother is the famous grandmaster from Sweden, Pia Kramling. But Ushenina recovered from this blow, and she won the first 2 bullet games. And the position on the board is from the second to last bullet game. The score was 6-3 in Ushenina's favor. She was about to win the first leg of this tournament. The match was decided, but let's see what happened here. Ushenina is white and has an extra pawn and a nice attacking position. Ushenina has just played knight e7 to d5. f5 was played by Ushenina, going forward on the king side. She wants to checkmate the black king. Queen c7, rook g3, queen back to where it came from, and here f6 is the best move, but g5 was played by Ushenina. Ushenina took on f5, queen takes, knight back to e7, hitting the queen back to e4, and now h5, desperately trying to keep lines closed against her king. The engine says h takes g5 is better. After rook takes, there is rook d5. Still an advantage for white. But as said, h5 was played here, and e6, very strong move from Ushenina. F takes, queen takes check. The black king becomes more and more vulnerable. King h8, queen f7, g6, and now rook e1 was given by Grandmaster Robert Hess as an option, but then he said, oh, what about knight f5? You have to be careful. But actually knight f5 is not a very good move. Can you play stronger than a commentator, Robert Hess? Can you see how white wins from here? If you want to look for yourself, put the video on pause. It is not very difficult. White wins here with rook e8 check. Rook takes, queen takes, that's a double attack on king and rook. King g7, there goes the rook with check. King g8 and rook f3, saving the rook from the attack from the knight. And we do a body count, we see that white has an extra rook. So in this position, rook e1 was playable. The suggestion from the commentator knight f5 was not correct. Of course, the commentator was commenting on a bullet game, so had less than a second every time to make his comments. So this is definitely not a criticism on Robert Hess. After g6, Ushenina did not play rook e1, she played rook f3 instead. Queen c7, queen f6 check, and now the king has to go to h7 according to the engine, but Ushenina went to g8, and that's not a good square. Because now the rook comes in as well, queen e6 check, king h8, and there comes the rook on the 7th rank. But here is a chance for black. If she had played knight d5, covering the f6 square, then the engine says that black is back in this game. But after rook f7, Ushenina went to the wrong square with the knight. She went to f5. And now it is a forced checkmate in a few moves. Queen f6 check, king g8, queen takes g6 check, king h8, and now there is a checkmate on h7. Very nice, you would say. But after king h8, Ushenina relaxed too early. She knew she had won this game, and she played very quickly queen g7 check. But that is not checkmate, because that queen can just be taken, and now white is just a queen down. Horrific. After king h8, Ushenina relaxed too early and played the queen to the wrong square. And we have this famous saying in chess, it's never too late to make a mistake, and this is the ultimate example. And again, a screenshot from the livechess.com broadcast. You see that queen there on g7, it will be taken. Ushenina can't believe what she has done. Ushenina does not know how to react, and the expression on Robert Hess's face is quite funny. Anna Kramnik can still not believe her eyes. So Grandmaster Anna Ushenina won the first leg of this Women's Speed Chess Championship tournament. And going on at the same time is the Chessable Masters, organized by Chess24. 3 days per match, a best of 3 series. Each match consists of 4 rapid games of 15 minutes plus a 10-second increment. If tied, a 2-game blitz match will be played, and if still tied, an Armageddon game will be played. A very exciting format. And as I'm recording this video, the finals is going on between world champion Magnus Carlsen and his friend and foe Anish Giri. Carlsen has just won the first set, and I can't wait to watch the second set today after finishing this video. In the semi-finals, Carlsen played Ding Liren, and this position is from the 3rd rapid game of the first set of their match, played on the 30th of June 2020. Here Carlsen has the white pieces, Ding is black, and Carlsen has just played bishop f5 to e4. Material is equal, white is somewhat better because of that dangerous pawn on e6, but the game finished in a draw after 64 moves. But instead of bishop e4, Carlsen could have won with e6, e7 instead. That looks a bit strange, because you can take that pawn. Well, you have to anyway, otherwise that pawn promotes. But it seems to be possible to take that pawn, because if you take the bishop, then the white bishop on e5 is undefended. And this is an endgame, a rook endgame with an extra pawn for black. White is not going to win this. So what is the point of e7? Bishop takes e7 has to be played, but then there is the very nice move, king e5. And now the black bishop is hanging, and white has defended his own bishop, so that bishop has to be saved, for example bishop c5. But then we see a very nice combination. If you want to look for it, put the video on pause, it is very pretty. Here white can win with rook g7 check. The king doesn't have many squares, it actually only has 1 square on h6. Then rook g6 check, and again the king only has 1 square. And then there is rook g4, and that is a discover check from the bishop on the king, attacking the rook at the same time. White picks up a full rook. King h6, rook takes h4, and white is easily winning, being a rook up. Magnus Carlsen was very honest when he was asked when did this occur to him. He said that he checked it with the computer after the game, so it was not that he had seen this during the game. Anish Giri, who was also on the broadcast, said that this was like a study, and Carlsen replied, yes, but quite an easy study. And even though this is an easy combination to see for grandmasters, and especially for super grandmasters and world champions, still they could appreciate the beauty of this little combination. I hope you enjoyed these 3 game fragments from these online tournaments. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up, please subscribe to the Chess to Impress channel, and please leave a comment. I will read them all and I will reply to them all. If you like the video, it would be great if you could share it on social media by clicking the share button on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram, on Twitter and on Facebook. This is Rick for Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.